Hello everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome to this live video. I'm just trying to pin something. Good evening. Hey, Sadiq, I greet you. Sorry on air. Okay. Welcome everybody. I want to welcome once again all of you. Happy Sunday to you all. And it doesn't matter where you are joining me from, whether you are from YouTube or here on Facebook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, support however you can, however you will. You're welcome. Good evening, my brother. I sight you. Good evening, Ismail. I sight you. Who is this Malu? You see me see trouble. Don't let Ijele wife catch you. Anyways, that's just by the way. So happy Sunday, Aboton. So this Sunday, I was thinking maybe we should talk about something religious, And I was thinking about some of the religious issues that happened in the past. And, like I just wanted us to look at some of them again. Let's just use this time to look at them. Good evening, Adeshito. And I want to start this evening with this our woli. You know what they call woli? Somebody that is a priest and is also able to see into the future or able to tell you what is going to happen. Like they are supposed to be clairvoyant, like they can see beyond normal human beings. So I want to show you this man. So he is actually a woli, and he his name is I think his name is written here. If you can see with me, I don't know how good you are seeing it. Let me make it bigger. His name is Venerable Most Evangelist Ade Labi Abayomi. Like, like I mean, that's as highest as you can go. And this is his church, CCC Comforter Cathedral. And it's an elaborate program for the third harvest. This was like their flyer when they did their harvest, and this is him. And why am I showing you this man? So it turned out that he was part of a kidnap syndicate in Lagos. So what they do is, so you can see him, you can see, it's not just a small church. I mean, I believe he has some following, a sizable congregation in Abeokuta. So what happened is that um see him here when he was caught. So he had a kidnap syndicate, and what they do is they take people from Lagos, Ajah side, and then they take them with their gang members, and they take everything they have, and they also have a POS. That they withdraw money immediately from all everything the person, and they don't need to say go to bank or anything. They have the POS with them. And it's very unfortunate that somebody that that was held in this high regard, in the morning he's a woli, in the evening he is part of a kidnap group. So there are some people that said that all the members of the gang, they were very respectful of him. They, because they were consulting him, and he was telling them the outcome of their operation. So it's like before they go to an operation, he will be praying for them, giving them that kind of service. So before they will not go. So you can imagine that at the end of the day, all the crimes that they would have committed will be attributed to, those the usual suspect, Fulani. Meanwhile, he was part of it. So, that's just one way that these people take advantage of the pulpit, that platform that they have, that people are able to come to them, confide in them, and because the people are poor, they take advantage of them. And sometimes, somebody like this now, maybe you are doing a dealing, you have money, something like that, you tell them something confidential, somebody like this, he's going to give you away to his other gang member, and then they will waylay you, that kind of a thing. Good evening, Chinedu, I greet you. Evening, Chike, I greet you. You understand me? So I'm just saying, like, don't be carried away when you are in the church or in a religious environment. Always try to use your mind, because there are always wolves in sheep clothing. You understand me? So it's not as if he's the only one, but these things are happening the whole time. But these are the ones that we're able to see. And even this one that they showed us, the information available is very sketchy. We only know that they have taken him and his gang, and now we don't know, what is going on with them. Are they incarcerated? Is the case going to court? And that kind of a thing. And they said the one with the POS was able to run away with the POS. So maybe with that POS, eh? See in Belen, na people money, you don't chop tire. You don't chop tire, na people money. So, and when I was thinking about this, I was thinking that, well, these are the ones we are seeing as of today. But let us not forget, I remember this video of Pastor Chris back in the day, when he was raising the dead. Like this one, he's maybe not so popular, he's yeah, in one corner doing his thing. But imagine, I want to show you this other video of Pastor. I don't even know whether which one should I show you first. This one was trending today. Let me show you this one. Oh my God! Oh. So this one was trending today, and they said the guy was doing some kind of deliverance for. I don't even know. I think I will play some music before I play this one. Wetin person no go see for church, and it's not supposed to be like that, but but they made it look like that. So
You are a wicked man.
so are you people hearing?
Today's last day.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
Uh-huh. This video was all over the place today anyway, so I'm just kind of muting it a little. Yeah.
This is the hour for this morning.
Good evening, Rabiu.
Oh.
Good evening, Ahmed. See. Hey, my people. I don't understand. Like, what is the relevance of this kind of deliverance now? So they are just taking advantage of people. You understand? They are just taking advantage of people. So I wanted to show you this other video back in the day when Pastor Chris was reigning. He was also doing his own. So I will just show you the video now.
The power of the Holy Ghost.
Wait, so so he's raising the dead here now. So you watch the drama. Mhm. You see, at the time all these things were going on, we didn't have access as we had today. You see, where did they see this kind dead body? Eh? Katsama. My people. So where did they see this kind big like where will this kind of I mean, at the time, like they are famous now and all those things, but these are the things that built the trust of the people because they say, I saw it with my eyes. I was there live. I saw it with my eyes. The person woke up. My korokoro eye. Nobody told me. I was there live. You know. So the guy was in the business before. You understand me? He was in the business and he did it at the time that nobody people didn't really understand what was going on, and we didn't have media, so they took advantage of that media that we didn't have that time. You understand? So all these people that you see today, that is how their foundation was. Like today, you like, who is this lady? Where is she coming from? Who is her family? What happened to her? Did she just the fraud? The fraud in all these things that they are doing. That's the main issue. That's the main issue. So I wanted to show you another one. This one is the son of Chike Akunyi. Chike Akunyeli, Dora Akunyeli, and he was giving a detail of during the last days of his mom, what happened to them, how the mom was extorted, and how the last time they could have spent as a family together, like accept what is coming and spend that time together, have some fun memories, how they want to remember their mom, that kind of a thing. So many things they could have done. No. Then everybody will say, oh, there's a man here, go here, go here. Yeah. Sorry. Close the door. So at the end of the day, um, after they took advantage of her and she eventually passed. So the son is beginning to tell the story again. Kannst du bitte die Tür zumachen? Danke. So sorry about that. I wanted to show you this video once again.
Nigeria is a very religious country, so I don't know how to say this. but I saw the hustle.
So
I feel like how you tell your friend there's a job. I
so
feel
this
that
is
there's
the
a
son of
topic
Chike
in life
Akunyele
that all
and
these
Dora Akunyele.
pastors, their friend is like, there's this woman that is dying. You need to
Mm-hmm.
go and milk that puppy.
Mm-hmm.
If I say there are no less than 20 pastors were in the house at some point or another, I think is low. Just
Are you understanding what he's saying? He said like they are the way they are doing the hustling is like at it any time there were like 20 pastors in their house and all have come to cure the mother, to take advantage of the mother. Even all the big pastors, like he was mentioning names and they took big sum of money, and they are doctors in their family, but because they don't want to deny their mom that wish, you know, and they kept giving the woman that hope, like that there's something they can do, and they would take the last money. Yeah, I'm putting the music actually for a reason, because of copyright. Normally I will mute it, so I'll lower it a little bit. So let me let it talk again.
against accepting a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel that robbed a lot.
So
Push
he's saying,
against accepting a reality.
yeah,
Because I feel that robbed a lot of that finality from her death.
yeah,
It was more of
uh-huh,
God will heal me. Was it
yeah,
Adeboye?
yeah,
He went to who is who,
yeah,
spend the money,
yeah,
sowed all the seeds,
yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody do. So I felt it was a racket.
yeah,
In Nigeria, we don't call it crime or anything.
yeah,
There was a hustle.
yeah.
There
It's a
was
racket,
divine hustle.
Mm.
Divine
Yeah.
hustle. Because there was monetary or favors called in
Uh-huh.
on her.
Okay.
My mother's faith could
Mm-hmm.
lift mountains. Her
Yeah.
faith alone,
Yeah.
and it wasn't enough.
Mm.
It was just a fact of life.
Mm.
But she truly believed categorically that she would be healed.
Mm.
I think it was heartbreaking.
Mm.
She went to this pastor Adeboye's place in Lagos for
Mm-hmm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
week, the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
She came back and she said they need to do a scan that God had
Mm-hmm.
healed her.
Uh-huh.
And I remember my father was crying when he was taken to the
Mm-hmm.
scan. He knew what
Yeah.
he would see.
Yeah.
And he wasn't trying to shut it down,
Yeah.
but he was trying to dampen expectation. But my mom, you know how someone like God has
Yeah.
healed me. And they go and they see the mass of the cancer there grown larger. And my mom just became a shell for like 3 days. And you just see someone, a larger than life figure, just whittling away.
So I like to play it without the background music, but I'm trying to kind of walk around some things. So my people, why am I doing this video? I'm doing this video because they are taking advantage of the situation, and they are making people not to accept the physical boundaries. There are some things that comes with life, like when they say life happens. Life happens. Something can happen, and then you fall sick. Sometimes medical intervention, you can manage the sickness. Sometimes, depending on when it was discovered, you may not be able to manage the sickness. But like he was saying, they have a racket. I don't know about fast, but I'm talking about pastors for now. And I know that they have it also in traditional medicine. Like there's even they say that you cannot go to the dibia, to the herbalist, and you don't get medication or treatment, something like that. Like if you go to there, as long as you came there for something, that you have to live with some kind of solution. So um it may look like the video is all over the place, but I'm trying to tell people, like there is something as a divine hustling, or like a holy hustling that people are doing and taking advantage of the innocent, and people that don't know any better, and they are in a desperate situation because maybe they don't have the possibility, like they don't want to accept that reality that has come upon them, or that hope that they constantly to give people. For example, I've said this in many times, in this abroad, like here where I am, the Catholic Church, they have massive hospitals across this country, and they have schools for medical training. They give scholarships, and people can intern in their hospitals. So there's no room for you to now say because you are a bishop, you now be in the church performing miracles. What is actually a miracle is something that is actually a recorded medical history. Like somebody, because they have the medical history, someone that is born and is in the doctor's report that this person is having this disease, suffering from this disease, and this is the development, and this is how far the thing has gone. And if, for example, as a result of a religious activity or something or prayer, and the person is not showing any of those symptoms again, you understand, and you are going to wait maybe like another 3 months, and you do the test again to check if you will see the symptoms, that's when you start talking about miracle. But what we have witnessed in Nigeria, because of the lack of quality medical care, everybody is using healing and deliverance and all these things as a selling point. This is their own advertisement. So why do you need to see him delivering someone that his bola is standing and not sitting, for example? It's his own advertisement that he has power. He has power. And even every time people continue to come up and tell of the claims of abuse, especially women and children that these people take advantage of, that these people, abuse, and nothing happens. They are not arrested, they are above board, nothing happens to them, they are not prosecuted, and they are kind of above the law, and they take laws into their hand. They make people, for example, they will tell you not to take your medication. They will say you should come and do like this, do this prayer, do this prayer. Maybe something that you'll be able to manage. Like there are, you know, situations that someone will manage all their life, and be taking that medication. They will live good life. But they will say, no, don't do that. Don't. They will kind of take advantage of the people. Instead, they will say, sow a seed like this, sow a seed like this, do like this, do like this. And the people will be paying all those money, and they will be living large, and the people will keep on hoping and hoping. So many people have perished. Like Pastor Chris, back in the day, he used to show this atmosphere for miracles on television. It was like like an advert, a massive advert. So people were coming to his atmosphere of miracles from all over. He can heal all kinds of sicknesses, and they will say, pastor, from so this person has been suffering from so, and they will be calling some kind of sickness, and we didn't know any better. I don't even know why. Maybe people who are medical doctors or medical professionals, they never came up to say anything. And then the platform and the possibilities were not even there, at that time, maybe to counter. And then even if you wanted to say, no, it doesn't, they will say, you don't understand spiritual things, spiritual things. So they are holding spiritual things very, very high. So um at the end of the day, you just need to know that not everybody that is saying I am, coming because of God is being called for God. Many of them are called by their stomach, by their need. This is actually their legit hustling. And it is not only in Nigeria, it is everywhere where there is economic hardship. It is in every community, every country. For example, if you go to the USA, if you go to the Black American community, you see many of them, they are doing very poorly, they are not doing well. Most of them, they don't have a father, single parent homes, a lot of dysfunction. But what you will see in all of their communities, church everywhere. And then you will see those churches, the pastors, they will be doing very well for themselves, but the communities will continue to be in that ruins. It's not just only Nigeria, it's not only a Nigerian factor. But for example, when they go to the UK, there's a lot of control. Like one was selling olive oil, for example. One was selling olive oil for some ridiculous amount, and the UK had to stop him, the UK government, because it was an outright exploitation. That olive oil at that time, you could just buy like £2 in the shop, and I don't remember how much they were selling it in the church again. And this olive oil they are doing, and the olive oil became like a panacea for every kind of sickness. I was surprised when I came here. Olive oil is actually very a good oil that needs, fresh oil that like with less processing, that people really eat like that. Most times they put it in salad. You can, they are advised not to heat it. It's a little bit expensive. Everybody have it. Everybody have olive oil. You put it into your food and you eat it, you use it. You can use it to, although it's not advisable to use it to fry something, but if you just want to put a little bit, maybe something like egg, you can use. So, but we didn't know all these things. They say olive oil, olive oil. You understand? So that religious scam is too much. Like here, if you want to give money to the church, you can give money, but you can also write it as your tax refund, like money you have given to charity, and it will be acknowledged for you at the end of the month that you gave money to charity. And then those people that are working in the church must have workers that they are paying. Like if someone is your secretary, then you must have some hours that you have written that this is the hours this person is working here, and that person gets some salary at the end of the month. Then the janitor, the person that is coming to clean the church, it will also be a job description for somebody, you know like all these big churches, or like all these orthodox churches, is that's the way it function. And the musicians, you also have to give them some money per hour, because it's their gift, and they spend time there, they have to eat something. But what we see in Nigeria is pure exploitation. They tell the people, you have to work for God, clean the church for God, cook for God, do everything for God. And at the end of the day, they go home empty handed, they go home hungry. Like I was watching a video, one woman, she was sitting by the side of the road and she was thinking very far. And there's one man, he's on Facebook, governor's cousin, and he was passing, he just kind of saw the woman deep in thought. And then he went to her and he was like, "Hello, mama, what is it?" And the woman was like, "I'm just coming from church. I'm just thinking, nothing to eat, no food to drink," something like that. And I'm wondering, like, somebody that's coming from church, and there's no welfare department in the church that can at least help. Part of the money that the church receives should go to welfare, like systemic welfare that they will be giving out monthly to the people. You know your congregation, you know the ones that are needy, you know the ones that are widows, you know the ones that are orphans in your congregation, unless if anybody joins. And the congregation is like a family. You will try to uplift those ones, support them in one way or the other in their dealings. You have mentors within the church. But our own, everybody's taking from the poor, everybody's taking from the poor. And this title of "my God will do it for me," the God that did it for me will do it for you. And so you have to give them everything you have, in the hope that someday God will give you your own. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be like a symbiotic relationship. You coming to the church, celebrating in the church. And that's why the Bible say, "Bring ye all the meat into the house, so that there will be meat in the house." They did not say go and give it to pastor. They say bring it. They are not saying give it to them. They say bring it, so that everybody will eat it together. Bring it so that everybody will eat it together. But today they say give them. And then when someone is sick, you cannot advise somebody to go to the medical treatment. And you will see big churches, they will not have medical center. At least have a medical center, have maybe maybe two doctors or three doctors, like general doctor, general practitioner, and nurses, like 6 nurses on your payroll. And they will be there manning that place, and they can be changing, they will be changing shift. and they will be there managing. So minor things they can look into it, things like blood pressure before they will go out of hand, minor things. When it's serious, they will say go here, go here. But people don't have all this opportunity, and they turn everything to miracle and healing, and they know they are not doing anything. They know they don't have this power, they don't have this gift, they don't have this ability. Shebi, before our president, Adeboye's son passed, and he passed because maybe because there was lockdown, traveling was not possible. If not, he would have gone and gotten the care he needed. The same thing with TB Joshua, he would have gone. Do you know, TB Joshua, the people were saying there was the water that they drink there, that they put alabuku in that water. It's a pain reliever, like aspirin. And when people take it, they are calmed. They have some kind of pain relief, you understand. And then they think that it was the prayer, the situation. They don't even know that there's a medication, like and then from there you are hindering the people from going for medical care, you understand. So that's the message. I don't even know where to go with this message, but I feel like there's a lot of divine hustling around the people that are poor, the people that don't know any better, the people that put so much trust in you as their shepherd, as their pastor, you betray them. Like the one that is a thief now. Imagine somebody come to you and tell you that I want to go and do something like this with money, blah blah blah. Do you know what this man will do? You Let me show you the man for those of you who are just coming. So this man is a pastor, he's a woli, and he's also doubling as a kidnapper leader. He's the one that sees tomorrow for them, tells them to go for the operation, something like that. And imagine a faithful person is looking at this man, or maybe some people. I know a lot of people, when they want to travel back to Nigeria, they won't even tell their family. They will put so much trust in their woli. They will say, the woli, I'm coming like this, or I'm coming like this. You understand? My pastor said I should come. He said, no problem, just come, we'll pray for you, everything will be fine. And they will tell them, oh, so money, do like this. And when you are coming, you are not telling your family. Nobody knows you are even coming, And then you go into the hands of people like this. First of all, if they take you into that bush, and they collect everything from you, they can buy you there. Nobody know you came. Nobody know your itinerary. Nobody know your whereabouts, how you are walking around. So thank you, Ibrahim. You understand me? So at the end of the day, you have to be alert, alert, because everybody is out for you. Everybody's out for you. And especially when it comes to a thing of faith, you have to be very, very alert. Look at the Pope. The Pope is the head of the Christian faith, and he's sitting on wheelchair, and it's allowed. That's life happened to him. It's allowed, because he's elderly. There are situations that can happen to him, and it will mean that he's not able to walk like before. It's allowed. Nobody's going to be going around, so we want to do a miracle, we want to heal you, that kind of a thing, because it's allowed. you know we are human, and there are human factors also, that we have to deal with. And one of those human factor is life. I remember a very good friend of mine, a friend like a sister, and there was this little nephew of hers, a niece. And so she, I got to hear that the young lady, very young lady, she was just finishing her youth service, and she was sick. And so they were treating her, and then they realized that the thing was not getting better, and they took her to Abuja. So by the time they will run the test, they realized that the thing has gone far. It's cancer. It has grown. It has even gotten into. It has metastasized even in the brain and stuff like that. And so the option was now, oh, what are they going to do? They should they said, so all these options are coming out from all, this racket that Chike's son was talking about, this racket, this healing racket. They say, "Oh, bring her here. So and then she was calling me on like, look at what is happening. I was like, there's no need. If the thing has spread to the brain, I feel like give her that dignity in this her last days. Take her home, spend time with her, let the family come together, let it be what they will remember of her. Not her in that degrading place where they are doing all kind of things, and the person will still pass. You understand? So they did that. They took her home, and she passed in the comfort of her families a few days later. But if they chose to go to all these people, they will take all their money, they will stress them out, and then the person will still pass, you know. So my people, bottom line, there are divine hustlers, there are holy hustlers, including the very biggest ones that including the very biggest ones like Pastor Chris. We saw them doing all this miracle when we were younger. You understand? We saw them doing I wanted to show this video of Pastor Chris once again. We saw them doing this video once again when we were very young. So who would have thought, our own Pastor Chris, imagine, so yeah, one thing with like me personally, I will never tell people don't go to church. I will never be able to say don't believe in God and all those things, because I know that spirituality is a very, very important aspect of life. And there are people that can do without spirituality, but they are not many. But it's a component that many people need, like really need it in their life. And these people are robbing people of all the dignity they have when they were at their point of need. You remember that popular lady on social media, Ada Jesus, when it was very obvious that her, the disease she was suffering from has progressed to almost the end. Instead of her parents to take her, to somewhere that she can be with them in comfort and pass in dignity, they started taking her around and degrading her, taking her to somewhere like Odumeje, and Odumeje was there doing rubbish, and they were now, like I'm not like that was so I don't know. I felt really hot for her. Like, look at what they did to her, put her there in front, like mocking her. And that one was saying, he can just heal her now. The word he's still using is in the Boski. He has not even graduated to Pahose, you know. You understand? So eventually they will take her to a hospital, and then she will still pass in dignity. And this is what you're supposed to do. There are time. The Bible still says it. There is time for everything. There is time. When that time comes, these people, they don't have the power. And I feel like Corona supposed to be the eye opener. And I'm surprised that somebody like Apostle Suleiman is still going everywhere. Even he's still trending. I shared some of the videos of the molestation he's doing on social media, on Telegram. People who are coming out is taking advantage of young children. You know, they are just mocking and taking the name of the Lord in vain, of course. So the message today is beware of divine hustler. Don't look at them that, oh, they have so many followers, all this multitude of people cannot be wrong. Yeah, multitude of people can be wrong. Yes. Don't look at it that is it my own that will be different. No, don't look at it like that. Just know it at the back of your heart. And so you have some reservation. I remember when someone was telling me that he wanted to travel to Nigeria, that he's been talking to this pastor and this, woli somewhere in Ogun State, and they want to pray. I was like, really? Like, I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, and I was like, now this kind of person they see for television, like for Nollywood, like, are you for real? She was like, yeah, like, the pastor said if you just come down, they will just pray for her, and then she will go back and nobody will know. Her family will not know, her children will not know. I was like, shey na my ear dey pain me abi wetin dey happen? Like, my sister, wetin you say you dey tell me like this? Like, he say, yeah, that the person was able to do a lot of divine amuma, I don't know what to call it now, prophecy, and he was able to reveal so many things that nobody knows, things that nobody knows from our past. So, like, there's a way they manipulate you to the information that you give them, they will still use it against you and you will not even know. And I was just looking at her like that. I say, okay, why? Well, I will never say don't go and pray or anything, but I will say that before you go, make sure that everybody knows. And don't go to from here to the church direct. Eh? You understand? Eh? You understand me? Don't go don't go and say you are going to your pastor that he will just pray for you and you come back. No, go to your family, go to like, let people that need to know that you are around know, and let the pastor or whoever let him also know that somebody also knows that you are around and you are going to him. Like, let it be a common knowledge between you and him that so person knows. Don't do it like, say, you will just from abroad, you just go. So many people have gone like that and nobody knows what happened to them. So he said, go sleep with your naked that you sight them. Hey, so I don't know. Welcome, okay. I greet every one of you once again. Okay, Brahim, I will tell you. I think it's just through email, or I can also send you a link later. Yeah. So, my people, that's really the message today, because I was thinking about all the things that are going on, and I think I want to also let you guys know that I will be doing another page that I will be talking about health and wellness, and I'll just do short videos there and talk about everything revolving around health and wellness, not only for people in Nigeria but people everywhere you are, because we need it, like, everything about our well-being, because we lack so many information in many aspects. So people are easily able to take advantage of everybody, and just that desperation, when you are desperate. But sometimes if you have some information that is given to you, maybe in the way you will be able to relate to that information, maybe it can help you, maybe it can save some people, maybe it can actually help people to understand what is going on in their life. Maybe it can actually let people know that not everything is they have sent it to you. Like, a lot of people they actually believe that somebody in Nigeria can actually send them something here, you know like, so many situations, like, here, for example, there are people who, because they want to work and make so much money, they will not really look on the home front. They will concentrate on the money. The children will just be left on their own vices and all. Before you know it, by the time they get into teenage, they've gotten out of hand. So they will think, hello, Lena. So most people will think, oh, they have done it, they have sent it. It's an attack from home, you know. Say happy sit at home in advance here. So they will be thinking that it's somebody that is sending it from home. They don't know that it's, accumulation of all the neglect, because you are working, because you want to go and build whole house in the village, you want to show that you have come abroad, so many things, and people quickly forget themselves and their families and their what is important, like these divine hustlers or these holy hustlers. So many people will give them all the money they have. They will say, bring all the money in your pocket. And they know that they don't have any other thing at home. But because the man is asking them at that point, they will empty their pocket and they will go home. Empty. Sometimes they will not even have money for transport. They will be begging. I feel like there's a lot of thing that we need to begin to expose to our people. And normally, for example, Europeans, they have a culture of reading, but we don't have that culture, because, like they say, if you want to put something and hide it from a black man, put it in a book. So that's why They put so many secrets in that Bible. That Bible is loaded. The Bible is coded, you know. So many of the things in the Bible is not something you're supposed to take literally. There's some kind of you know, it's a message that is not necessarily the way we are interpreting it. You understand? But our people don't understand, and because the intent is to take advantage of the other person, you know, they just do it anyway. They don't care about the community. But those of us here in abroad, you know that nobody cares whether you are any kind of black, you know, like there's a category that they have put every one of us, and the thing has been going on for generations, and we don't even have any idea of this until we come abroad. So we need to spread a lot of information to ourselves, and we need to take care of ourselves, and we need to protect ourselves. So when you are dealing with anybody, especially anybody, when it comes to spiritual something, have some reserve. Have some reserve. That reserve will help you, will protect you. Have some reserve. And so many people talk about marriages that are broken, all those things. Try to have some reserve, you know, and try also to teach your children, or maybe your wife, to have some reserve. That only what they can use, you understand, to protect themselves. You say you want to ask me something. Do you want to come into the program? Because if anybody that wants to add something, you can join. So I'm posting the link now. You understand me? So yeah, that's just what I wanted to then join. I put the link there. Click on the link and then you can join the program. Yeah, so my people, I don't have much else to say. I believe I've said what I wanted to say. So I will launch that page, although I've opened the page, but I've not really started posting there. But I'll see how I'm able to coordinate it. And the page is going to be about health and wellness and everything that concerns our well-being generally. Yeah, the power is actually within us. I remember um there was a book that they were discovered somewhere in I think Egypt, in a cave in Egypt. They call them the books of Nagamati or something. I've forgotten the name. So among the books was the Gospel of Thomas. And you know that was it Thomas? Yeah, the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas was not included. Yeah, just register and then you join quickly. So the Gospel of Thomas is basically teaching people about the power within them, you know. And so I can imagine why it was removed when they collated the Bible. You know, the Bible was collated in the Council of Nicaea. So there were a lot of books at the time. There was no Bible. And then, the bishops met in that Council of Nicaea, and they decided that this one will go into it and this one will go. That's how we have the Bible, you know. But they are just a collection of ancient books. And so they decided which one came into the Bible and which one didn't come into the Bible. So yeah, I kind of I don't know. Sometimes I want to teach, but sometimes I feel like I'm going too far again. So the Gospel of Thomas is not in the Bible. So if you want to read it, you have to find it by yourself. And it was part of the books that they found in a cave in Nagahadi or somewhere like that in Egypt. And they were able to interpret the scripts, and thereof came the Gospel of Thomas. And the Gospel of Thomas is basically teaching people about the power within them, about the power within them. Hello.
Yeah, blessed up. Good
Hello,
evening.
good evening. You're welcome.
Yeah, I hope, I believe you are doing fine. And
Yeah.
see, your face is looking so.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, listen, I was kind of busy, but I had another phone which device which I'm listening to you with, and
Okay.
something came to my mind because I saw something you posted about a guy who killed his brother. Was it in Ihiara, right?
Yeah.
And truth, maybe as a result of maybe rumors and everything, something came up. They decided to go to somewhere in Enugu Ezike to verify or maybe use all these what's it called
Traditional means.
in maybe traditional means like sorcery to find out what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
So, but on that video, I saw one guy. Was it? He put his hands in the inside a drum, and
Mm,
all of a sudden, the whole place like the whole drum basin caught up with fire, and
mm.
the guy is trying to pull escape from the basin and all that. So, can you speak more on this? Because I still, till now, it's quite complicated and confusing to me.
Yeah,
And
I wanted to
I'm
do a video on that, you know. Uh no, he's not. He's not Nzakovi. Or maybe he was. Um um Chelsea boy somebody is saying that they remember you as an IPOB member, but I'm thinking that's not true. So
can they drop the issue of IPOB for now? Let's discuss about
okay, so
the
the
rocks
video
going
the
on in
brother
Ibadan.
is talking about, actually shared that video on my WhatsApp group and on my Telegram. I think I shared it on my Telegram also. Yeah, so the video is about a young man. I think that one somebody can actually show it here because it's not so bad. Let me see if I will find that video, and I will show you the video that I'm talking about. Yeah, so just a moment. You can be saying any other thing. Let me try and see if I will find that video that you are talking about so we can show our the rest of the guests so we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, but why I wanted to like if like I'm this kind of person that always wish to say yeah. The people when you watch the video, it's like they almost want to lynch the guy, like put him back into the fire so he get burned and die of it. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when this thing was happening, I could still realize even after everything, this guy is still like saying, "You people should hear me out." So I was discussing with some friends. I say, yeah, most times this kind of a thing, just be sincere. Don't believe in it because from the guy's look and the way he's trying to say, hear me out. He might be innocent.
Mm,
Some of these superstitions, like you believe that by doing that thing, the thing can dictate who did such thing. Then I was like discussing with someone. I said, if such thing exists, probably the guy wouldn't be.
the video he's talking about. So
Should I,
so
but are you continuing? Like the thing is like interrupting.
yeah, so this is the video he's talking about. So in this video, of course, the other part of it, I'm not going to show it, but this is the beginning part of the video. As you can see, I hope you are seeing. So it's like something has happened and they came here that they want to find who did it. And so they came here and they are doing whatever they are doing here. And at some point, you will see what he talked about now. So you
Yeah.
can
Okay.
see, yeah.
So like I was saying, this whole thing, like they almost lynched the guy, and I was like, if such thing exists, the
Oh,
person in the
let me see. So you can see where it started.
yeah.
So they were just here, like everybody. I hope everybody is looking so you can see what is happening. So all of a sudden, it looks like the drum was gumming on somebody's hand, and every other person ran away,
Okay.
and he was holding him. Are you seeing it? So I'm going to remove it because of, yeah. So that's it.
Okay. So, like, I was discussing with some friends. I say, if such thing exists, probably the guy doing it wouldn't be living in such condition. He should be in a World Guinness book of record.
The
He will
thing
be
is,
working for he will
the
be
thing
working
is,
for America, for UK.
I saw that video, and I shared that video, but I wanted to talk about it, but there's always so many things at the same time. For me personally, I'm not a fan of something like that. I don't believe in it. And I want something that is factual, something that is relatable, And if he says that this guy he by his brother, because there are two narration, the person that was giving that narration in the video was saying something that I think there are two different people, different categories of people. I don't know, because there are two videos. One, they were talking about the hotel owner and the person that was drinking with him and someone in the hotel. I don't know if you saw that one. And then in the other one, they are their bodies was lying there. The guy was narrating over them that this guy is the owner of this hotel. This man was drinking with him, and people came with bike and bike. And then one other man, I think he was a guest. He saw what happened. He ran into his room. They follow him into his room. Bike. All this thing happened in Onitsha last weekend. And then this one that happened, they said this one, he is the owner of another hotel in somewhere there. And he went to drink, and then he got to a point he wanted to ease himself, and then somebody came there and they buy him with 12 bullets or something like that. So now the community now decide that they want to go and find out who did it. And then they went to this place that I've just shown you guys now. And then everybody was doing that, and then all of a sudden the hand of that guy was now gumming on that drum, and that was it. So in the other video, I can't show that video here, you can see that they kind of remove his clothes. They were beating, like I don't know what happened to him after that video, because the video was short. So maybe they would have buyed him. So if they succeeded in buying him, that was what I was telling a friend of mine, that if they succeeded in buying that guy, that means the family have lost two sons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They
yeah.
almost.
So
I don't even.
so the
Hold
question
on.
the question
Sorry.
is, why, what will be his motive?
So, sorry. It's not even about if they later buy the guy, or if had it been because of the censorship on this video that you showed now, you will discover that what about three other guys, they were trying to stop the guy from escaping from the from
The
the from
fire.
the yeah
Yeah.
flames. So like they want to push him back so he get burned. So to me, I was like, you can't just make conclusion with such
Yeah, yeah, and the hysteria was too much, and they never allowed the guy to
the
talk.
guy to speak. Yeah,
They never allowed the boy. For me, I would say, okay, are you the one that did it? Okay, then let him even talk. How did you do it?
yes. At least we can
You
hear
are here
from him.
now. Were you in Onitsha? Did anybody see him going to Onitsha?
Who
What was
are the
his
boys he
movement
did it
like?
with? Because he cannot do it. Okay, let's assume he accepted that he did it. Of course, he didn't do it alone. He must have a motive for doing it. And these are the kind of things I expected to listen
Yeah,
to those government.
that video just shows you how backward we are as a people.
Really, really,
That's what I
definitely.
like. The person that sent it to me, and I had that conversation with him because I was really worried, and I told him that so something like this is still happening in Igbo land today. And so what is the moral or audacity or superiority that we claim over people from other places if something like this can still happen in 2022 in the southeast? Because these things can be manipulated. It's just like onya na amaroke.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, you can touch, there's a place you will not touch it. Yeah, Maggie. It could be that they will set it in a way that they will line them up in a way that this person will pass, he knows what not. Like, all these things are manipulations.
yeah. That's what
All these things are manipulations.
this brings me to this topic of money rituals. You know, it's almost like they are on the same. Like it's almost the same. You know, someone just come out. he claims he has this supernatural power to make a jobless man well all of a sudden, just like from thin air. The person becomes so rich. And I begin to, when you try to talk with people, even you can still see some people who lives in Europe. Like I was discussing with one guy, a friend of mine. Was it last year? He have this so much confidence in him that once I call, I already, like, maybe he already had a contact with Akwok Kotiwalake. Probably he already had a contact with him, and this guy still, like, he's now like having so much confidence that whenever he sees me, say next year I will buy Bentley. He keep repeating this to me. Like, to me, with my knowledge, I already felt like maybe he already giving so much money to this guy, or maybe do one or two things with him that is giving him so much confidence. Like, he's sure that next year he will buy Bentley. We're almost going. This year is almost finishing. He's still working for 8 hours. He's still collecting.
If there was anything like money ritual, the Europeans will be doing a conquest, fighting war the whole time, coming to Africa to do colonization. I be made they take everybody go do the money.
So to me, the thing was like, I'm just using that guy as an example. He's so confident. He has this confidence that it will work out. I still see him. He's still trekking to work and trek to supermarket, and I don't want to remember this to him. Then I begin to ask
the
myself,
only thing that can happen that if he wins lottery, like the video I did, a video on a man that wanted to use the daughter. Do you know that man is living here in Germany?
wow.
He's living here in Germany, and he has another family in Ghana. So he decided that he wants to go and use that one in Ghana to go and do that money. So when he came home now, the girl was happy. When your dad that lives abroad come to school to look for you. You understand? So when he now went to the native doctor, the man was now looking at the girl like, wow, like you really brought your child you went to school to pick your daughter and brought the child here. Beautiful girl, well grown, well nurtured. And so I'm just saying, according to what you are saying, because sometimes we think that because living abroad, it's not about living abroad, it's how exposed you are. Many people, they live abroad, but their window of mingling is still within the Nigerian community. They have not really interacted or intermingled with anybody. And they are not reading, they are not exposing themselves beyond the Nigerian community. You go to Nigerian African shop, Nigerian shop, you sit there, you see your fellow. You go to Nigerian church, you go to Nigerian market, everything. Like Nigerian party, barely any other association. So how will you exchange?
You wouldn't believe that if I tell you that 90% of those their patronizers, those native doctors, are all the boys living in abroad.
Yeah, because they want to hammer. I saw this guy the other day. This Eke, they said they should be pounding soap, and they were pounding soap. That very soon they are going to make it big and something like that. So there's a high level of superstition also.
Yeah, among Nigerians.
So that superstition is driving this holy hustling. So everybody is hustling, whether you are Christian, like a fan also said, Imam. They are all hustling. Everybody is hustling. You understand? So.
Yeah. And rest of them, when I'm in their midst and we try to talk about it, it's just like they want to say, get out, you are still a kid, you know nothing, like maybe claiming superiority over you. Then you begin to like wonder the way they see all these things.
Like me, I think for me personally, when I was very young, when I was in the village, I know that there are people that when they are going and then they have a heart attack, and then they suffer some consequences thereof. Maybe they get some kind of stroke, partial stroke. So they call it that they had a encounter with the spirits.
Yeah.
So when you want to go early morning, they will remind you that you go and encounter the spirit. Do you know what happened? It was later I understood that it was actually a health crisis that happened there. You understand? So they actually believed it. So when you are going and there's any kind of movement around you, you will be running. You will think the spirits are after you, you know. Or
Yeah.
maybe you want to go and pick Udara, they will say, "I don't go alone. There are so many spirits around the Udara tree," all those kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah. But this, hey, sorry for cutting you short. So I wouldn't forget a lot of things I have, because
Yeah,
this
this
issue
our
of
brother is still asking. He says, "Sister Blessed, please don't forget to ask him about his Ipo Bingos movement."
okay, we will talk about that one later.
Okay.
Then when you begin to think about this,
So
this
our
guy,
brother is also saying you should cut that kind of guy away from your friend cycle, or maybe make it no go use you.
so these guys, you see, if you can go close to this, let me just explain from my own, like, I wouldn't say experience because I haven't gone there, but let me use knowledge. When you see some of these guys, they spend up to ₦1 million trying to do these
Mm,
rituals and all this.
mm,
Then when I'm in their midst trying to, I say, whoever that spends up to ₦1 million to do money ritual is already in a hustling field, because it's not easy to get ₦1 million. So if someone can get ₦1 million and put it out just to do money ritual, definitely the person still have some left, and he is not jobless. He has something doing. So if you are getting any blessing from whatever you are doing, and like this word, it's like it works with motivation. Like, of course, I have been in an exam hall sometime when, during those days in the university, I couldn't pay my school fees. When you don't pay, you don't come into the hall with your receipt. When the vigilators come, they wouldn't sign your script. So I was like, but I said, immediately the vigilators come, I was like, I do some incantation. I said, I have to throw my paper to him and command him to sign it. Immediately the man is coming, I pick my paper, I gave to him. He signed it and give it to me back. It's like it works with my courage and my I motivated myself that this will work out. So when I say someone who could raise ₦1 million, it's already is like the person is wealthy. And once you are doing something and like you are motivated to know, I want to know the outcome of this business. I've already invested. It's just like where pastor will pray for you and say, "Go home, you are healed." So it works sometimes with you. Like, you can believe that, oh, I'm healed. And once you say I'm healed, the anxiety is gone.
It depends on the sickness now.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the sickness. The
Sometimes,
anxiety.
sometimes there's a lot of fear. You may be afraid, oh, somebody have done this to me, or somebody, it depends. If it's a real physical situation, it's not going anywhere. If your leg is paining you, that leg go still pain you, it depends.
And another thing, blessed have you? I will use Zibo. Have you heard about Enyule? The elephantiasis of the leg. You must have heard about this.
Yeah.
We not even 90%, 100%. Everybody believes that thing. You can go to the market, buy it, and drop for someone on his entrance, like a foot path.
The thing is, there is a herb that when it comes in contact with your skin, it triggers it.
A
And there
herb
are
or some kind of insect.
No, ahihia,
Yeah.
there's a leaf. There is a root, or like there's something in the forest, there's something in the forest that the people who have the knowledge, that's why they say knowledge is power. There are people who have that knowledge of those roots, those herbs, what they are doing. You understand?
Yeah.
And there is really a herb that can trigger that thing in your body if you come in contact with it. So there are people that will go and pluck that leaf and put it in your pathway. And if you come in contact with it, it can trigger that elephantiasis. Yeah.
You know why? There was a time a guy is a white guy in my office. He said, we are talking. He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Nigeria." He said, like a tropical place, a rainforest. He said to me, "You guys used to have this much of this elephantiasis." And I said, I always don't want to show up too much. Like I am this type that believes so much in some superstitions and this. So he said these things are being caused by insects. He said this to me. He said, but this it takes years for this to develop. According to him, he said this thing takes years. Like when you have it in such area, when you have it, it takes years before the whole bacteria develops to such. And I can agree with him because I begin to think about it.
Yeah.
If this thing is working, bring it up to Europe where we don't have all these kind of mosquitoes that cause illness and all this. Let me try it.
No. There are two things involved. I believe that the I mean, from my own understanding, I know that there is the the biological aspect that you come in contact. Of course, we have all these worms, all these all kinds of worms. Many times people don't even go with shoes. You're walking barefoot and it's raining and worms is everywhere. It's very easy for you to get that infection and carry that egg, and they will manifest in your body and then begin to degenerate into that sickness. That one is there. But what I witness is there are a lot of people that have knowledge of some kind of herbs, and
Yes.
they can make it come in contact with any part of your body, and it will trigger some kind of reaction immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand. And if you're not careful, you understand me. So there are people that they know who has the antidote, what you
Yeah.
can use against it. So they'll quickly go to that person, say, come, oh, come. You understand? They will quickly run to that person and they will put that antidote, you understand me? So I had a close call as a child. I remember we were going to look for udara or something like that. So a friend of mine, she was ahead of me. So she went into that bush part, and I was just kind of standing out and watching at who is going to come, because we know the owner of the udara doesn't like people to go inside our place. So that's how we were there. And close the door. Yeah, you understand. So, and the man kind of put those plants in the pathway leading into that farm. You understand? So, as the girl was walking, she came in contact with there's something very close to it here. They call it brain cell. If you come in contact with brain cell here also, it will scratch your skin, and if you are not careful, it can even really get inflamed. So I now realize that this man had the knowledge of this plant, and he put it in that pathway. Because I was surprised when we were coming, this lady was scratching all her blood on her legs, and before you know it, like she was swell. Like by the time I would look at her again, like I couldn't believe it. She was almost swollen, her eyes, her face, everywhere. She was itching, and she couldn't contain the itching. She couldn't she could use even but anything she was itching herself. So I quickly ran to my grandmother and I told her the truth, so that I went I went to steal udara. I went,
Yeah.
and I said, hey, where? And I told them the place, and then they started running. Let's go to the man's house. So the man has the antidote for those herbs. So when we
Yeah.
got there, he now brought that antidote and he rubbed it on the girl, and he did some kind of incantation. But I was watching him closely. I saw that okay, he put those things there and he has the result for it. And all these other abracadabra that he's doing is just to put fear.
Yeah.
You
It's more like the leaves, not the leaves. Like the one with esophagus. They called abara. Have you come in contact with such thing?
No,
Okay.
I don't
And
remember. I was lucky.
in our villages, there is this seed. It has this S shape with some hairs on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you come in contact with such thing, it's crazy. I think this is the worst experience someone can ever. Well, and it's not like it's so popular down in the south, almost in Nigeria. It normally grows during rainy season. And before dry season, the whole thing is like already dried up, the whole
Okay.
seed. So
Okay.
when, during harmattans and all this, when little breeze just make, like, you have a kind of little breeze, anything around, I think most people must have had this thing. It's so horrible experience. So I believe all this, like, someone who have the knowledge of this
Yeah.
can find a way, get the hairs,
Yeah.
like, transfer it to something like a water, or can use it on you, and you begin to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and do you know in England they have the garden of death? In that garden, all the kinds of herbs that if you come in contact with it, like you will not last the next second. So they went around the world, part of their exploration and conquest is also to know everything that is around the world. So they got hold of all those herbs, and they
Yeah.
have a garden for it in England. People pay to go and see it, but you can't go inside it. If they want to enter that place, they will dress like astronauts.
Okay, blessed of. Finally, another topic. Sorry
So
for
our
bringing up
brother said
topic.
it's called cellulitis, a bacterial infection. That's one you are talking about. So I'm saying that there are two aspects of it. You understand? Yeah. So if it's a bacterial infection and you are not treating it, it's going to
Yeah, blessed of. Another topic. Sorry for raising topics. Most times such opportunities are not out for people to discuss, because I believe, like Nigeria now, economically,
like
politically.
our brother say, Nigeria, our people still believe that people can disappear.
Okay. So all this, I believe, this kind of superstitions is putting us backward and behind every other developed nation.
Yeah. Yeah.
This reminds me of this issue that someone will be sick, maybe
Hmm.
somehow, maybe got infected, or, to me, I believe all these are like infections. And
Yeah.
when they goes to hospital, regarding the, like, we don't have all these equipments to for test and for diagnosis. The
Hmm.
doctor may say, I don't have I don't know what is wrong. And because of the cost of taking the person around to some of these bigger hospitals, they
Yeah.
will go home and conclude that the guy is poisoned. So we
Hmm.
were discussing this. I said, I believe that when someone is poisoned, normally maybe where he's drinking with his friends, they add something to him in the drink. I believe the reaction will be instant and not something that will take days or months to come later. And
Hmm.
yeah, I believe the reaction will be instant. So how come people now, maybe after some weeks, the person will now begin to, like, he's down with infections, and people will conclude this is poison. And
Hmm.
the person will have to go through it till the day he leaves the earth. And I was like, so can we just stop concluding without having any medical shake up on these people? That someone will just be in his room. And mind you, there is no native doctor that you will visit that wouldn't say, I can do,
Yeah.
I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Once most of them are hungry. I keep telling people, one, pastors, native doctors, these guys, if they are sincere to themselves, if they are sincere they will be telling you the truth, but they are not sincere. There is no native doctor you will go to his place. He's hungry. He needs money. You are his customers.
Yeah.
And there is no way you will come. He wouldn't say, I can't do it. And this kind of a thing, he will begin to do one or two things. The person is dying every day. It's getting worse. Look at what,
Mm,
like you said about Ada Jesus. Ada had a kidney problem. It's not
mm,
about Chimarin Temple or Udumeja. It's not.
mm,
It has nothing to do with them. These ones, they just like, it's just like our supreme leader. In some situations, there are some cases he would like to, like, take glory of it. Like what happened in NSAS. It wasn't his doing.
yeah.
He took glory of it. This is what is happening. Ada had a kidney problem. But because he had a problem with Odumeja and co,
Mm,
they took the glory of, like, so next time nobody should talk to me anyhow, or don't even dare to speak to me before I lay curse on you.
mm,
People are dying. So to me,
yeah.
I thought Nigeria, we should create awareness to them. Like most of these things are not just poison or like has to do
Yeah.
with any supernatural power. So most of them are just medical issues. You need to visit
Yeah.
a good hospital and get treatment.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Blessed,
Yeah.
for your
That's
time.
what yeah, thank you so much. That is one part of the thing I'm saying, that I want to do a page for that one exclusively, that where I'll be talking about health. Thank you so much. So my people, I wanted to show you this poison garden that I was referring to. It's called Atwick. So it's in England. It's, you can see Anwick, and you can see the poison garden. So all the herbs that can buy somebody within minutes is there. You don't just go there. Oh, you know, you see how this man is dressed here. That's how you go there. You have to be protected. That's all this thing you see here. They say is poison. So they collected it. So if somebody have knowledge of all these poisons, they can use it to buy somebody, and you will not know what happened to the person. You understand? So like they say, knowledge is power. You have to know, and that's what is hidden from us. If you see the Chinese people, they also have herbal knowledge. They put it into writing. They have herbal how will I put it, pharmacy. When you come, they will give you the herbs that they can even do some combination for you. You understand? And when I was in Lagos, I know one Alaja. She had something similar. She had roots, herbs, and people will come and they will tell her the problem, whatever. She would give them some combination of herbs. They will say go. And so most people that were in Lagos, that were around there, I know that were Yoruba. They just needed to go to Alaja and she will give them a combination. Was ist das Problem? Ich komme gleich, okay? Es dauert nicht mehr lang, okay, mein Schatz? Okay? Okay. So you understand? So they will give like some kind of prescription and say, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. But when you have them mingling this knowledge of herbs with all this fetish and blood and sacrifice, and do this and bring coconut head and bring alligator pepper, you know, all this kind of seven dove, and then you see that the hustling is real then, because they know, where are you going to see alligator? You have to pay the sum for alligator, and then they will not start sprinkling blood. Normally, anything that has to do with medicine, at least it has to be hygienic. And somebody is in some obscure place, in some bush, with some kind of water, you don't know the quality of the water. They will use it to put some kind of concoction together. You don't know how long that concoction have been there, and they will give it to you. And these are the things that are damaging so many people's body organs, and they don't know. You understand? So the knowledge of herbs, we used to have it, but we are losing it. So there are still some people who have it, and there are really people who know the herbs that they can really use to do bad things. Yes. So our brother is saying poison plants are also um healing plants when the proper dosage is administered. Yeah, thank you. So those of you in England, you can see if you can go and have a look at the poison garden. You know, everything we have it also. We have it, but the problem, we mingle it with so much spirituality and so much sacrifice and ritual, and everything is just kind of muddled up. But meanwhile, this is something for science. You know, that people, they can, like, each um each leaf, you know, each plant, they can actually grind it. They can actually, you know, extract the DNA from it, look at the strains, you know, look at what is composing. Like, I'm talking too much biology now, but it can be done. You know, people who are into agricultural science, that's what they do normally. You know, biotechnology, agronomy, agric sciences. This is what they do, and they isolate the you know, the plant, they look at which proportion, what sometimes that, like our brother is saying, maybe this plant that is deadly now, there's just one strain that is making it deadly. Maybe if you remove that strain, you get something very good. Like they say, watermelon, it used to be small and bitter, but when they did all this, um, research on it, and they removed the strain that made it small and bitter, and what we have is this big. It's agric science. So science is the way. Science, it makes you to question everything, like what our brother is bringing up about that situation where just fire holding that guy was enough, and they didn't want to hear him, and they don't want to, for example, try to rationalize and see, is it coming together? Was this guy in our village the whole time? Where was he? Who was he in company? Who can give testimony that he was with him? Like in those days they would say Kedonya Kebege. Who can stand by you and said you were here so time? And today everybody has smartphone. With the smartphone you can actually see who has he been in communication with. Like you can actually do something like someone who have been privileged to live in the year 2022, but no, you are living like primitive people, and someone can just manipulate something there and set it in a way that like this is very, for me personally, this is so easy to manipulate. And I'm thinking, what if anybody wants to really target this family, and effectively they've taken out two sons, and then if he's really the one, then let him say it with his mouth, and how and why. Is it premeditated? Was it an accident? What is his reason? So allow the people to talk, to open their mouth and say what is important for them. Yeah, Chike, you can do that. You can do that. So, yeah, my people, I think we had a great time today. It's already 1.5 hours. I didn't even expect. But yeah, I thank you once again. So I'll let you know when I make my videos on the health and wellness page, and I will share the videos also on my page here. So I wish you that you have a good week, a great week ahead. Take care of yourself. And for those of you in Nigeria, those of you in Igbo land, happy sit at home in advance. May God be with you. May God protect you. I was listening to Simon Ekpa a little bit. Somebody sent me a video of his fundraising today, and he was telling them that they have crossed the Rubicon, that Biafra is almost there. You guys, you remember now, Telewu, Teloda. So it's almost there. In fact, the election is not going to hold. In fact, it's not even going to hold in Nigeria, talk less of maybe in the southeast. So by the end of this year, something is going to happen. They are really, really working hard and putting money together that they will use to fight Nigeria. So, so for those of you in the southeast, happy sit at home. Take care of yourself. We'll see you guys by the special grace of God tomorrow or next. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Bye for now.